That's dope. I think people hate it on it. Like, they're not looking at it from like what that means to Bron.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's dope. I get to play with my son, like, you know, and as big as his legacy is, like, that's part of his legacy too. Like, the first player ever to be able to play with his son in the NBA. Or hating on like, oh, Bronny isn't a prospect, he isn't this, he isn't that. But he's not Bron, you know what I mean? He's his own person and he's gonna be his own player. Like, and I think he's good. I think he has talent. Just imagine Bronny throw a lob to LeBron and he's like, LA is gonna go crazy.
It's gonna be lit.
I would like the scrutiny to get off Bronny James. My nephew, he's a kid, great kid. All he wants to do is play. It's unfortunate for kids like ours. They have to live up to what we have done. Hope he has the opportunity to play well. Hope he has the opportunity to make a name for himself. But I'm sitting watching all the stuff, and all that's unnecessary. And I hope he can do it on his own. Because, you know, one thing, I think it would be a bad look if they say you only made it because of your daddy.
It was set up for him to take him, the way Rich Paul and them structured it, and only worked out for a couple teams. And I know the feeling of having your son name called. It's been a childhood dream of Bronny's to play in the NBA. So there's an opportunity for that to happen. So shout out to them, man. Shout out for Bronny for putting the work in. Bronny's reaction to it said it all.
Yep.
Right. His reaction to get drafted said it all.
He was gonna be a Laker no matter what you motherfuckers think, right? With the 55th pick or free agency and sign with the Lakers. He was gonna be a Laker no matter what. That's just it. Right? But this was more about he wants his name called. He wants to be able to just the Tyrese, do this, go shake the person's hand, put the hat on. That it was more of this. No matter what, nobody can argue he was gonna be on it. His fucking father is the face of the team. He was gonna be on that team, like it or not. Now he gets to watch it in real time, right? He gets to learn. So for the next 3 years where he'll be a senior, he's done learned from Pops. He gets to really watch it and learn how to be a real pro. I'm saying if teams are, and I gotta call teams off like, please don't pick him, please don't pick him. It says people are interested besides the fucking Lakers, right? So, you know, that takes away the whole notion of, you know, my father got me drafted.
Number one, congratulations to Bronny, to Bron, Vanna. Will be the first ever father-son duo to play in the NBA. Absolutely incredible. And I actually think Bronny is going to end up being a better pro than a lot of these players in this draft because has the athleticism, has the basketball IQ, plays the game the right way. I think he's going to be a good shooter in the NBA. And I think a lot of people judge Bronny off of his production last year at USC, which is a little skewed because, hey, for anybody coming back in the middle of a season and trying to play when everybody's in tip-top shape is hard. To do that as a newcomer, as a freshman, as a rookie, it's nearly impossible. He did it. I think also when you look at the team that he was on, Isaiah Collier, who was a first-round pick, is a point guard. It's more of a scorer first point guard, getting downhill. And Bronny's a point guard, playing the two. Because Isaiah's number one pick in the class. That's how these things work. So he's going to get the point guard spot and you're going to move Bronny off the ball. If you're a true point guard and somebody take you off the ball, it matters. Ask Josh Giddey. I'm just going to take the bet that this kid works hard, which he does. He has LeBron James DNA, and I'm going to take the bet on that. And then you watch him play, and he's a good basketball player. I'm going to take that bet. So if he even becomes a rotational player, you did great.
Once you have the scoring title to your name, what's left for you? What do you need to do in your career before you can hang it up?
I need to be on the floor with my boy. I got to be on the floor with Bronny. You know, either on the same uniform or, you know, a matchup against him. And I don't mean like, because he's a point guard. At this point, now I'm playing center
yeah.
or whatever the team needs for me.
Positionless
yeah,
basketball.
Positionless basketball. Coach Spo always said positionless basketball, which I love. But I would love to do the whole King Griffey Sr. Jr. thing. That would be ideal for sure. Being with him, spending a full year with him in the same uniform, that would be the icing on the cake. I'm here already, so I'm just waiting on him.
He'll have about 40,000 points to catch up to get to Dad.
Yeah, he got a long way to get to me.
Who do you want to play with?
Bronny is number one on my fucking list.
That's dope.
He's number one on my list that I want to play with for
You
sure.
want him to beat you? You think
Nah, he can't beat me.
Hey, Bronny. Beat your daddy, man.
Not too long ago, I said, I asked him, I said, what you wanna do with this? Like you wanna get to the pros, what you wanna do? He's like, yeah. I said, why? He said, because I wanna make a name for myself. And when I heard that, I was
That's more
like,
motivating than money.
Yeah.
I was like,
Legendary.
That's the bigger motivator than money.
What you gonna say to that?
Nothing.
I said, well, let's fucking get it.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
This kid will handle it because this kid has been raised right. This kid has been raised to do this from day one. And I don't know him personally, but I have closely observed him from a distance. This kid is the highest quality. He's got high character. He's clearly got high basketball IQ. And he is not afraid of these moments because he's been in the harshest spotlight from day one. He literally got named LeBron James Jr. And in the eye of the storm next year, I'm here to say that I think Bronny James might be the most calm, cool, and collected of all next year as this swirls around. I think he might even be able to handle it better than his father will be able to handle playing alongside son, because this kid has shown me a rare sort of maturity at a young age and an ability to cope with the harshest spotlight.
What he's supposed to do in the summer league and in training camp. I think you can put him on the floor with 4 of the guys, the main guys, at some point in time, or a combination of a mix of pros, and he'll be okay.
But he cold. Cold as fuck. Nah, he can hoop, bro. He really would have been like
He was
1 or 2 in National Player of the Year.
He was like in contention for National Player of the Year
Nah,
early on before that shit happened, bro.
Bro can hoop, and then like I'm a fan, so hopefully we can see him in summer league and get the. I mean, if you All-American, all that shit out of high school, and he capable of being a great player, but to have that issue at college is tough. 55, we know it's because of Bron. We know that.
We know the
like, everybody
response
know
was
that, but shit.
Wow. But I think the overall situation is incredible. You know, as you mentioned, a father with sons, I would have given anything to be able to play on the same court in the NBA with my son. So I don't care what anyone says about how he got there and what's going on. I love the fact that he's there and he's getting an opportunity to play with his dad. But I think at this point now, it's on him. You know what I mean? He's got the contract, he's got the security, he's got some money to go with it. And now it's about him and his game and what can he do when he's out there to produce. But I know he's been working all summer with Chris Johnson, who's the same trainer that trains my twins. And I think if Bronny sticks to what he's been doing this summer, I think he's going to have an opportunity to continue to develop each year. And around year 3, year 4, I think he's going to be a very solid contributor to whether the Lakers or, wherever else he may be.
If he were not LeBron James' son, in all likelihood, he would not have even been drafted. If he were not LeBron James' son, he damn sure would not have been drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers. If he were not LeBron James' son, he would not be in this position. So we can't be oblivious or turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to the fact that the opportunity that he received is an opportunity practically no one gets a chance at. And now there are questions as to whether or not he'll ever make a Lakers roster, and certainly whether or not he deserves to. That scrutiny is valid. It's understandable. And he's got a lot to prove. I'm rooting for him. But the one thing I don't want to hear a damn thing about is nepotism. My friend, my partner, Adrian Wojnarowski on NBA Countdown spoke about it yesterday.
I don't want to hear these charges, people talking about nepotism.
No,
the NBA is full of nepotism.
Full of it.
The ownership level, front offices, coaching. Yep. I don't want to hear it all of a sudden because of Bronny James's father plays for the Lakers. Right. It is rampant in this league.
The thing that makes this okay for me is the demeanor and the personality trait of who Bronny is. Yeah. Bronny isn't off the rails, tweeting, saying crazy things. He's not out there flaunting the fact that he's LeBron James' son. He's handling his business. He's been doing work on the court. He shows up to practice early. He should just make the team or he should be playing. Yeah. So much of this is fit, right? And what your situation is. He talked about playing in the G League, having the right temperament. and having the right coaching staff to make sure that you can be long-term successful in the league, I feel like that's the opportunity that Bronny's going to have here because of the patience that's going to be around him. I think he can blossom into a role player.
But I think looking at this situation, I'm excited for them as a family. Like, this is a huge, huge legacy play. History has been made, and it's a sign that, like you said before, Bronny is doing things the right way, right? It's a low-risk, high-reward pick. He's 55th in the draft. He's not supposed to come in and contribute right away. The real work starts now. He has to work on his craft. He has to show that he's dedicated. And he has to take advantage of this opportunity so that people that are talking about him regret this later on down the road. And I think the development plan the Lakers have in place will be crucial for him. And who better to learn from than arguably the greatest player of all time, not only in your household, but now on the road with you, teaching you a real routine and getting you ready for what this game has to offer. Every head coach that gets a job hires their boys. They hire their buddies. They hire people that they're comfortable with, people they may have worked alongside. You look at the front office. You look at ownership groups. They put their sons on all the time who don't even have experience.
Costas Athanasios being picks in the 50s or the 60th pick. And not a single person was like, there's a 4-year senior out there who's having his moment stolen because a team wants to kiss up to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Nobody cared. I think his real contribution, because I agree with you, should spend most of his time in G League, needs to play. I think the best case scenario is he is a rotation player in 3 years.
I'm not as skeptical about that aspect of it as I once was. I think it's good for Bronny, and he's just got to make the most of it. You got your foot in the door. Now here's your chance. Do your thing.
The fact that Bronny got drafted got some people very pissed off about the nepotism and the power that LeBron James has. Giannis's brother plays in the NBA right now. I don't even know if he knows what a bucket is. Now, he's a great guy, gives great effort. Like, this is something that happens in the real world, and if anybody in this particular NBA would deserve some sort of favor, I think it would be LeBron James, who's basically carried the league on his back since he's 17 years old in this entire thing, alongside others, obviously, but through it all. So people being like, if his name wasn't Bronny James and it was Jack Smith, you think this would happen? No. Yeah. It's fucking LeBron James's kid. We're going to assume that he has some sort of insight or intel or potentially fast track to becoming a much better player in the NBA. He's been training with his uncles who have been NBA players for his entire life. He's seen how somebody takes care of their body to be an NBA player for his entire life, the commitment, the dedication, all that. So obviously, if your dad is going to be considered one of the greatest players of all time and you play the same damn sport, I assume you're going to be given a little bit more favor over other kids. That sucks, but it's reality. Happens in every business.